Edifier D32 versus Marshall Acton 3. On paper, they sit close in price, but the real question is whether the Marshall name and that room-filling tuning are actually worth the extra over the Edifier, which throws in a battery, LDAC, and app control. Pay more for the badge and the sound, or pocket real features for less? Let's make it clear.
How do they really sound? Both of these have legit engineering behind them, and at normal living room volume, neither is going to embarrass itself. But the personality is completely different.
The Marshall Acton 3 is tuned the way you'd expect from a brand that grew up making guitar amps, warm mid-range, punchy bass that you can actually feel through the floor on the right tracks, and a forward, musical character that flatters rock, hip-hop, and anything with vocals up front. Folks who own it consistently say a single unit fills a medium room without breaking a sweat. The catch? Push it near max with bass cranked, and complex tracks start getting muddled. PC Mag flagged the same thing. Real talk, you'll never need to run it that hot anyway.
The Edifier D32 is a different animal. It's a true 2.1 design with dual silk dome tweeters and a dedicated mid-low driver. And it's certified high-res, both wired and wireless. On detail and treble air, it actually pulls ahead. Acoustic, jazz, classical, anything with subtle texture, that's where it shines. Where it gives ground is the low end. There's a review I keep coming back to where the owner unboxed it, felt let down by the bass on the tabletop, then moved it into a corner and said it came alive. That tracks with what most reviewers report. This speaker is room position dependent, and it doesn't have the same gut punch the Marshall delivers out of the box. So here's the honest split. If you want that warm, punchy, turn it on and smile sound for casual listening and movie nights, Marshall is ahead. If you want detail, separation, and high-res fidelity, Edifier wins on technical performance. Now, connectivity, and this is where the gap gets wide. The Acton 3 is Bluetooth 5.2, SBC codec, plus a 3.5mm aux. That's it. No Wi-Fi, no AirPlay, no LDAC, no. For a plug-in home speaker at this price in 2026, that's bare minimum. The D32 is loaded. Bluetooth 5.3 with LDAC, AAC, and SBC, dual-band Wi-Fi, AirPlay 2 with ALAC for lossless streaming, USB-C audio in, plus aux. Multi-point Bluetooth too. If you're on Android with Tidal or Apple Music lossless, LDAC actually matters here. If you have other AirPlay 2 speakers, you can group them and run synced audio across rooms. Edifier is straight up a generation ahead on this front. If smart features and high bitrate streaming matter to you, Marshall isn't really in the conversation. Daily use. Both keep the analog knob philosophy, and that's a good thing. The Marshall has those iconic gold knobs for volume, bass, and treble right on top, plus a satisfying toggle switch. Pair, play, done. The app exists, but you barely need it. There's a reason people keep calling it the easiest speaker in the house. The D32 has its accordion-style key controls on the front, and the Edifier Connects app handles AirPlay setup and placement tweaks. Setup is quick, but the app reviews are mixed. One owner mentioned the EQ preets don't really change much in practice. Minor gripe, but worth knowing if you were buying for app-based tuning. The real divider here is power. The Marshall must be plugged in. Period. The Edifier has a 5200 mAh battery rated at 11 hours, and reviewers confirm that number is honest at moderate volume. You can move it from the kitchen to the patio to the bedroom without thinking about outlets. If you want one speaker that travels around the house, Marshall is out. Not a flaw, just not what it's built for. On looks, both are decor pieces. The Marshall is the rock amp aesthetic. Textured vinyl, gold accents, the script logo. The Edifier goes retro mid-century, with a handcrafted wood case and braided grille. Marshall's more compact, Edifier slightly chunkier. Both look intentional on a shelf. Pick the one that matches your room. Price and value. They sit in a similar range, with Marshall typically a bit higher and Edifier showing up on Amazon discounts more often. What you're paying for with Marshall is the brand heritage, that signature warm tuning, and a build that feels like furniture. What you're getting with Edifier is more speaker for the money on paper. 2.1 architecture, high-res certification, LDAC, AirPlay 2, Wi-Fi, an 11-hour battery, app control, and a 2-year warranty. That's the trade-off. One is buying character, the other is buying capability. Here's the call. For most of you watching this, the Edifier D32. More speaker for the money on paper. And the LDAC, AirPlay 2, and that battery actually pull weight in daily life. That's where I see the real-world value. If your priority is that warm, room-filling rock amp character for movie nights and casual listening, the Marshall Acton 3 is the one. And if you want a speaker that travels from kitchen to patio to bedroom, the Marshall is out. No fluff. Go Edifier. The D32 shows up on discounts more often, so it's worth waiting for a sale. And you, which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments. Links are in the description.